This is The Basketball Show with Shane the Hammer Heel. What they gonna say next?
Hello and welcome to The Basketball Show. A very special episode today. It is our 100th show. These two do not need an introduction. Shane Heel, Derek Crocker, gents, how are you?
Derek, he's out of Queensland, the first flight in 3 years. Can you believe it? Welcome, mate.
Thank you very much. Great to
smoke.
be here with you two. And hopefully that plane trip didn't bring any unwanted viruses.
Why would you go and
Well,
say
you didn't
that?
go there.
Why would you
Are
say
you
that?
serious?
We have a
real.
massive show ahead. Good to see, Hammer, that you've worn a new shirt for the occasion,
No, this
by
is old faith. You know that.
the way. Obviously. Wait for the highlights videos coming up. I
lots
reckon
of
there's
different
one
ones.
shirt change in the
Oh,
entire
one.
4 years.
That's wrong.
Swear down.
Swear
Anyway,
down.
for obviously the last 4 years, the last 100 shows, we just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors before we go any further. So TCL products over here, of course. Ben and everyone at 2K. Joel Williams, who joined us this year from Bet with Joel. And a very, very special thank you to Joseph and everyone at TCL Mobile as well.
Yes.
They've been with us since the beginning. And
5 years.
to celebrate 100 shows, TCL are giving away a family pass to the final of the Women's World Cup in October, which is going to be amazing. All you guys have to do at home as well is send us in your best trick shot.
Not just trick shot. Make us laugh as well. Anything basketball related.
Yeah, fair enough.
come on.
Okay, check out our socials. Check out TCL Mobile Australia's socials as well. All the details will be on there. We will be judging as well who gets the
I'm
first
going to watch
prize.
them on this next Wear G Cinema.
You love those things,
I love
don't
these.
you?
These are great.
Well, they are inspiring greatness, so we want to see your greatest attempts as well. Hashtag TCL Trick Shot. Gents, let's get into it with this.
Hammer and Joe, just want to give you a shout out on reaching 100 episodes of The Basketball Show. Hell of an effort. Surprised Hammer's lasted this long, but keep it up. You're doing a hell of a job.
Hey, it's Xavier Cooks from the Sydney Kings, and I just want to say a huge congratulations to you guys for your 100th show. You guys do such a great job. I love watching you guys every week, and I look forward to watching you guys in the future. So congratulations again.
All right, we have a slightly different...
How good was Cookie there? Showed some personality. What about Joe? Was he sleep talking Joe Ingles? Hey, how about a little bit of enthusiasm, pal? Think I wouldn't make it.
Slow-Mo Joe, his nickname is...
Gee whiz.
got it for a reason.
Anyway, sorry.
We have a slightly different format for our TCL Starting Five this week.
Yes.
I want to get your thoughts, given it's our 100th show, on the biggest talking points or news issues over the past 4 years, 100 shows. What comes to mind?
First thing I've got is the Next Start program. I know Larry and Jeremy, they were, really invested in trying to bring the NBA and NBL together. And it was a great initiative. And when you look at what LaMelo Ball did, and then obviously Josh Giddey going back overseas and how they dominated in their rookie years, that was a big time move. It really was.
It was, and it's interesting because it actually forced the NBA to make a move to counter it. So you know it was a really good move. And good point for you off the bat, Hammer. Now mine, the 3 imports. Bringing 3 imports into the NBL was a massive swing.
It feels like that's been around for a long time.
I think it's probably been about 3 or 4 years now, Joe.
Okay.
It was a bit funky that one time during the COVID break. But, 3 imports, it lifts the standard of the Australian players. It provides a bit more entertainment, provided you get your import selections right.
Yep.
That certainly didn't work all the time for Brisbane, as we know. I think we harped about the 3 imports all
Get
the
off
time.
Brisbane, mate. But you know what it has done is that it's allowed teams like, say, Cairns. When Cairns made a grand final, they had 3 gun imports. They didn't have the best Aussies, but they played a role. It allows the smaller budget teams to be able to compete with the best teams if you know your imports, like you said.
True.
Anything else that comes to mind?
Well, I like the coaches challenge. Anytime you can give it to a ref and just say, let's have a look at your decision and you're wrong. And then I love the fact that the NBL just came in. They didn't mess around with taking forever to make a decision and asking everyone to vote on it. Do we think it's right? Yep, we're doing it. It's worked. And the NBA needs to follow the NBL's lead that you get to keep your challenge. If you're right, why would you lose your challenge? You could be right 15 times if the ref's wrong.
Is that our next petition? This one to the NBA?
Yeah.
To change the
Yeah,
rule
should be,
around the
should be.
referees? Yeah?
definitely.
Should be. And our colleague over at the NBL, Peter Hooley, is the expert on this.
Yes,
But
I like his stats.
They rarely overturn the calls, Hammer. They rarely overturn the calls.
Because they don't like saying we're wrong.
And sometimes I've seen some where I can't even understand how the call wasn't overturned. I think that's sometimes more frustrating.
It's the technicality on what the call was made on in the first place most of the time, isn't it?
It is. So my point.
You sticking up for the refs?
Someone's got to.
Yeah. True.
I don't mind the ref job.
Okay.
I really have enjoyed the influence of the South Sudanese players into the NBL. They've done a fantastic job, and we're aware of the background for a lot of these guys, the struggles they've come through. And so for them to make it to the highest level domestically is tremendous credit to their persistence, to their talent. And look, right now, Joe Lualachul is actually, he's in the top 7, I would say, for MVP running.
Yep. And
JLA he may be the best player on one of the best teams in the competition. So, that says a lot for his influence. We got Dang Dang. We've got...
Look what Duop put up the other night.
Yeah, Duop Reith. He's fantastic.
And they're good role models for their people to be able to say, this is what we can do. When you sacrifice and you put in, it's fantastic.
And the other thing, Shane, is we have some stars, but also there are some other guys who have learned to play roles within their teams and help those teams be successful.
Yep.
Yeah, some pretty inspirational stories, that's for sure. Before we move on any further, let's just take a look back now at some of the big news stories that we've discussed here on The Basketball Show.
Let's.
Throughout your whole career, you have never sat on the fence once, and that's why I love this show.
And we want you to join the movement because we are going to stop the flop. No more flops in the NBL. I'm over it. And the serial floppers that have done it for this season and seasons gone by, they're forgiven. Everyone's forgiven. They start fresh slate.
Clean slate.
Because from
This
right
one's
now, we are going to hammer anyone that flops. And not only that, we're going to hammer the refs.
Not just we're going to stop the flop, you're going to get to stop the flop. So hashtag stop the flop. Put it on your favourite social media. You find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Hashtag stop the flop. Send some vision in.
Yeah.
And they will be under the hammer.
As much as you possibly can, because we're over it. Hashtag it, stop it, because we're stopping it. Mate, I reckon it stopped for about 4 games, but I don't think there was any flops for the first 4 games or something, and then, well, it came into contention on Sunday, didn't it, with Chris Golding and also Cam Glidden. So you make up your own mind, but a lot of people had a say, and I think both those guys don't need to flop. I mean, they're superstars of our league, and I think that whilst you get rewarded, sometimes you want to embellish how much you're actually and emphasise how much you've been hit, but they just don't need to do it. So we hope that it's out.
Matthew Dellavedova signing a 3-year deal with Melbourne United.
Then as reports were a bit more enlightening, it said that he's still looking for NBA free agent opportunities.
I mean, I've kind of said from the start that my goal is definitely to end up back in the NBA. I feel like I have a lot more to offer and prove back there.
Yeah, guys, potentially big news. So Lauren has been back training for a long time now. She is telling people close to her that she potentially wants to make a comeback, which would be...
But it's time now for our very special guest. It's a Basketball Show exclusive. Atlassian's co-founder and Utah's Australian minority owner, Mike Cannon-Brooks.
Well, Mike, great to have you on. Appreciate you coming in. Basketball exclusive.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, by the way.
So we look forward to what is definitely a big year.
We're proud of you, mate.
Yeah.
Everything about you, we're proud of you. So's Australia.
About time you had me on the show. I've been watching every week and I couldn't get a bloody invite.
Yeah, sure. All the haters are coming out saying, yeah, but look how much they're paying. They've been paying a lot of money for 3 years, mate. No one said anything then. I'd love to know what both teams are actually paying. And what about the fans down there at Wollongong and also the fans up in Cairns? They should know if their team's paying like a third of what the Kings and Melbourne are, then the expectations for the fans should be the same.
That's right.
What's our mission this year for overall team spends in the NBL to be made public? Because it feels like it's really important for the fans to understand the discrepancies between how much the teams are spending on their players and their performances on the court.
Team spent. And I think it should happen in the WNBL. I think it should happen in the NBL. So everybody has that clarity on where expectations should lie.
Yeah, completely agree. Not sure how we're going to make this happen. We'll just keep petitioning here on the show and hopefully people start taking notice and listening.
Put pressure on the NBL to say, let's go.
All right, there you go. First of all, Joey Ingles featuring twice in one show.
We love Joey.
Should consider himself lucky. Shout out to Nathan Stremple, who we saw there as well, who had a big impact on the show in the beginning, I suppose you could say. Hashtag stop the flop. That was
huge.
That was a big deal.
It worked. I had general managers of the league come up seriously and say, well done on this. This movement is actually making a difference to the way the game's being called and the way the guys have stopped flopping. It was so good. One thing we didn't have though.
Well, I think you're about to bring up what I was going to say.
What?
What's with the T-shirt under the jersey?
Oh, no, I was going to bring that up. But, mate, that was one of the best movements for middle-aged guys. I'm sick of going to any sporting event and seeing sloppy middle-aged guys like myself wearing a jersey with no T-shirt underneath.
What about if you're fit?
Nah, still too old, mate. Come on, get a T-shirt underneath.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, everyone's come with me on that. You two are the only ones that don't.
You hear John in the studio in my ear just saying, I agree.
It's so true. Just come with it.
What about if you're going to the gym?
No.
You're
too old, mate.
You're outnumbered here
No
today.
way.
I like this.
No way.
Yes,
People
you
are coming with me on that. That was a good one. But we haven't had any traction yet of getting the salaries displayed publicly.
No.
Which
That's one we need.
It would be pretty incredible for the league. It'd be a massive step forward if we could do that.
We need it. It's got to happen. Let's go.
It needs a hashtag.
Yeah.
Got one?
Get the money out.
Hashtag get the money out. All right, let's keep things moving with this.
Hammer, Joe, congratulations on the 100th episode. Fantastic for basketball. Hammer, you're a legend. Joe, you're a legend too. Congratulations. Thank you.
Hey guys, it's DJ Vasilovich. Just wanted to congratulate you guys on your 100th basketball show. It's been great to watch, very interesting, and I hope for 100 more. Enjoy.
All right, time to go crystal gazing.
How good are those shout-outs?
I love it. How good's
Thank you,
Gorge?
DJ.
I love DJ too.
Gorgeous. Great.
Yeah,
The best.
definitely. Looking at the current leaderboard,
Do we have to?
we do have to. Hammer, you're on 80, kind of on top of the ladder. Director Dave's on 83. He's killing it.
No one
He's killing it.
polices his tips. We haven't seen.
I'm on 79, Matt 78, and then Derek 76.
Yeah, but
you're making inroads.
Here's the thing. If I run the table, Director Dave has just gone in my ear and said I get a plus 5 points.
What?
You don't get.
Yep.
anything
I'm picking all these
Uh,
games.
Director Dave, we need to talk about this.
Okay.
Round 19 is still going ahead. We've got games tonight, Adelaide and Brisbane, and then tomorrow it's New Zealand and Sydney. After that, round 20 kicks off with a massive game on Thursday night. The Kings and Hawks down in the Gong. Who have you got?
I've got Illawarra. I think they are really strong right now. And again, I'm going to go back on my theory last week.
Hammer's shaking his head.
Yeah, he is. I went with the theory that the Kings eventually are going to have to lose one before we hit the finals. And I think actually it would be to their benefit to take a little bit of pressure off.
Why?
I think that's just the way basketball history goes. Rarely do you run off 22, 23 games in a row. It's a tough one.
With the way they're playing, and you could be right. I don't think it hurts them if they have one. It could help them.
Exactly.
No doubt about it. But I think they win this game. I think there's a lot of pride on the line between Illawarra and Sydney, a lot of feeling as well. So the Kings, you know that everyone's coming to throw a haymaker at them. And I feel like they've just got so much confidence, so much belief and momentum. I think they're too good. They have so much talent and they're playing so well together.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. That night as well, Perth are hosting Adelaide. Can Adelaide press them at all? No.
No, I think Perth will be too good. We're looking forward to Mitch Norton coming back, though. He's played a critical piece to that team. And you know, when you've got someone like Bryce Cotton on one side, you need a Mitch Norton on the other. That yin and yang has really worked well for them over the years. I think they miss him. But we need to see Perth really bounce back from being having Bryce Cotton denied from Melbourne United. They just denied him. Trevor Gleeson would have had his systems in place. They need to be able to get that. Coach ScoMo, he needs to, come on, get some of that in play.
Jesus,
Watch some old videos.
Okay, all right.
How you get him into the game.
Friday night, New Zealand and Tassie. Tassie still with a fair bit to play for.
Yeah, Tassie have a lot to play for. They want to try and get that 5th spot and finish above Southeast Melbourne. For New Zealand, the NBA scouts are over looking at their guys Besant and Jang. So this game will mean something, Joe, although you and Hammer, you Sydney-siders, you know, you guys will probably be out and about, not focused on this. I'll be watching. And I've got Tasmania. Okay. Jack McVeigh having a big year, Hammer.
He's been great. He's played a really good role. Anytime you got that sort of passion and desire that you play with, becomes contagious. He was a really good pickup. Good kid too. Great family.
Hammer, on Saturday, United hosting the Bullets.
United will be way too strong. They're rolling right now, playing some really good basketball. We know they're a great defensive team. We spoke about how they played in Perth, and they've won. Oh, have a look at that, Joe. You have to love that pass by Chris Golding.
That is quality.
You're saying that's quality?
Yeah.
That's more than quality. Give the guys props. That's outstanding.
And J-Lo as well. No, they are playing well. They did it comfortably up in the far north the other night.
They'll be too good.
Perth have a Cairns. That one's Saturday as well. That's an opportunity for them to really generate some momentum that's needed.
It is. And Cairns, look, I think the wheels started to fall off yesterday. It's that time, Hammer, where they start thinking about their plans. The imports start looking at the calendar saying, I'm out of here next Tuesday. You're ringing up your friends so you can have those goodbye parties and all that. So this is going to be a big win.
Agree.
South East Melbourne hosting Tassie. South East Melbourne, both these teams really aren't going to make the top four, but I feel like individually at least, a lot of them still have a bit to play for.
Across the league, that's the case too. But they've underachieved, South East Melbourne, there's no doubt about that. They've got to play for pride, and they're coming up against a team from Tassie that play hard every game. So it's always a danger game, but there's no doubt that South East Melbourne should win this game just on talent alone. And they'll be playing for contracts and everything next year. They have to.
Hammer, let me ask you a question. How much do you think the Ryan Brockhoff injury hurt their chances to be better this season?
A little bit, but he hasn't had a great year. He's an important piece, but they've got enough depth to be able to cover him, I think. I don't think that's a legitimate excuse.
You would have thought
their
so.
defence is the problem.
Right.
Has been for years.
Sydney hosting Adelaide.
Sydney did a great job down in Adelaide last weekend. They didn't play great offensively, but they ground out the win in a really tough game, and it was because of their defense, which was good to see. There's no chance Adelaide win this game, and Jarrell Martin, I don't think he missed a shot the other night. He was so efficient. And Hammer, as you said, they have so many ways to attack you and to beat you. And Cooks is starting to look better. This is Sydney by 25.
Ooh.
There were a lot of questions at the start of the season that they were potentially too young and inexperienced, but I feel like they've I guess.
Was that from
proven...
Derek or from Logue or from Homicide or from Liam?
Just generally looking at the average age going, yeah, okay, they're great on paper, but really when push comes to shove, when the pressure is really on, can they hack it? And they definitely are.
Whatever problems they had early in the season or in the preseason were solved by the return of Jalen Adams. Bottom line.
Yeah, but they had 2 imports out when they lost by 40. DJ was on minutes restrictions. Everyone went overboard about their results at their early stages. Now we can see why.
Yeah, exactly. Round 20 ending Monday night with United taking on Cairns.
Melbourne, too strong. We spoke about Cairns. They'll be...
Yep.
I don't know. They'll be getting drink cards somewhere, I would think. Melbourne, anywhere to get drink cards, you know. Melbourne on Monday?
I'm sure there is. I'll have to give them some contacts, but it's that time of the season, Hammer, when you won how many games? 8, 9.
And Melbourne aren't messing around. Melbourne are they're coming out. They're going to hit them right in the mouth.
Another big week ahead anyway. Still plenty to come on the show. We'll leave you with some videos now, and then we're chatting to Dyson Daniels.
Copeland. What took so long? I should have been the first one. Yeah. I should have been the first one.
You should have. Back with the 3-point shootout for the basketball show, and who other we're going to go for with Chase Buford. Welcome to the show, mate.
Hammer, thanks for having me here. Appreciate it.
Now, the way this game works, mate, is I ask you a question, you've got to give me a good answer, and then we get to shoot the shot. So,
my favourite coach and the greatest coach in NBL history. Please welcome Brian Goorjian, ladies and gentlemen.
How are you, Hammer? Long time, brother.
Thank you for all the stuff with the Boomers, and great to reminisce about the glory days of the Sydney Kings, mate. Good on you.
Good job with your show, man. I watch it, love it. Great job, Hammer.
Thanks, brother. Thank you. Well, mate, we're huge fans at the Basketball Show. We believe in you. We know you're going to be successful. And if you put a little bit more time into your jump shot than texting my daughter, I reckon that you have got big things happening in your career, mate. So we want to wish you luck.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Hammer. And I will work on that jump shot.
Good on you. We've got one of the all-time superstars of players and coaches in the league. Joey, thanks for joining us, mate.
Thanks for having me on set.
All right. And last question. Whose hair would you rather wear, mine or Craig Muller's?
Oh, God.
I could imagine
it would be worse if Craig Muller's hair was your color. I'm going to have to... I hate to say Good on you, Cole.
But it's time now for our very special guest. It's a basketball show exclusive. Atlassian's co-founder and Utah's Australian minority owner, Mike Cannon-Brooks.
Well, Mike, great to have you on. Appreciate you coming in. A basketball exclusive.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, by the way. But
Well, mate, we're proud of you back here, and Australia is as well. And listening to your story of having to do it tough and being able to come through the other side inspires a lot of people. So thanks for telling your story, and keep waving that Aussie flag with that Aussie accent, mate.
Always, mate. Always, mate. I've got the medal here, so I'm always checking it out. And anytime I got people around at the house, it's, hey, have you seen this medal? I won that with Australia. So always representing.
We are going in depth with Kings import guard Jalen Adams, who joins us now. Jalen, thanks so much for being on the basketball show.
And the word legend is thrown around way too much for my liking, but this week we really do have a legend of the game. Please welcome Michelle Timms. Now, Timsy, I've got to brag for you because you're a 2-time Hall of Famer. You've won medals at the Olympics and World Cup, and you're a trailblazer. You're the first woman to go from Australia into the WNBA. What a career you had, mate.
Well, that was a much nicer intro than the other night, Hammer, when you can be saying, what sort of a draw? You obviously haven't handled balls for a while, you said, or something like that.
Well, let's go straight.
Joe, thanks so much for joining us. It's been awesome to chat, and we look forward to what is definitely a big year.
We're proud of you, mate.
Yeah.
Everything about you, we're proud of you. So's
It's about
Australia.
time you had me on the show. I've been watching every week and I couldn't get a bloody invite.
Yeah, sure.
That's Hammer's fault.
God love you. Love to Renee.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yes, we have a special in-depth today thanks to 2K with G League star and one of the top NBA prospects, Dyson Daniels, joining us now. Dyson, thank you so much for being on the show. You're in Melbourne at the moment, getting ready for the draft and obviously to head back to the States for Summer League and everything. How is it all going for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's great to be home for a little bit, just spending some time with family and friends, but then, just a little bit of time, away from the competitive side of basketball and just, working on some things that I need to work on preparing for the draft. So for me, it's good to get this month off, before, a big lead up to the draft and, hopefully a good NBA season.
Well, Dyson, first of all, congratulations on everything you've done to date. What surprised you the most in your G League time, and what did you learn most that you think you'll take into the preparations for the NBA?
Yeah, there's a lot of surprises, coming into the league. I didn't really have much, I didn't really know what to expect, going into the league. And for me, the first few games, I was really, bullied out there, and, I struggled to, bring the ball up the floor and stuff like that. So, I learned a lot about myself and what I had to improve on my game to, be able to take it to the next level. And I think, those first few games just, gave me a learning curve of what I needed to go work on. And, it just set me up for the rest of the season. And after that, I was able to go out there and, show what I can do.
Dyson, positionally speaking, where do you feel most comfortable, at the 1 or the 2? What would you consider yourself, a combo guard? And also, what do you think the NBA sees you strongest in respect to that position?
I think when I'm at my best, I'm playing the 1, being able to come off screens, use my size to, see over the defense and, pick them apart with like my passing and, floater and, mid-range game, stuff like that. So I think I'm best at my 1, but I think, the best thing is that I got the versatility to go play, 1 through 4. And, for me, I'm a winner. So I'm going to go out there and compete and just give an NBA team whatever they need to win. So that's my main goal, is winning.
We know NBA teams are looking at you right now and working out whether you're going to be the right fit for them. But what are you looking for from the NBA teams? What do you think is going to be the right fit for you?
Yeah, I think a team that, is going to move the ball a lot. I think I play better in that, Australian ball style basketball that kind of like the Spurs play, where the ball moves. And I think that's where I'm best suited, catching it on the fly, catching it on the run, playing in transition. So I think that's probably my strengths, playing in a team like that. But I also think, I'm versatile and, I can go, sit in the corner for a catch and shoot guy if they need as well. So I think the best thing about me is that I have the versatility to go play on really any team.
Mate, talking about Australia, it excites me a great deal as an ex-Boomer, talking about yourself and Josh Giddey as guys coming into that Boomers. Have you spoken much to Gorge, or how excited are you to hopefully be part of that sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I spoke to Gorge, a few times last year. We went over and played Illawarra when I was with the Centre of Excellence. But Australian basketball, being able to play for the Boomers, represent, myself and the country at the highest level. That's something I really want to do. And one day, hopefully, I'll be able to put on that Boom singlet and play in the Olympics. And that'll be a dream come true for me because there's nothing better than that Booms culture and being a part of that.
Dyson, how did you find yourself paired up defensively against a lot of the wing players and point guards? Obviously, in the U.S., you got a lot of athletic guys. You may not see that type of athleticism every day in Australia. How did you evaluate yourself?
Yeah, I think, like I said, the first 3 games really taught me a lot of what I needed to work on. And one of the things was, getting in the gym, getting stronger, being able to guard those stronger and more athletic guys. And I think for me, being a defender as well, being able to guard 1 through 4, I found myself, that was one of my strengths, playing in the G League, being able to get steals and keep people in front, contain my man. So for me, I thought, my defense was solid in the G League, and that's something that, I want to take to the next level.
How much NBA do you watch at the moment, Dyson, in terms of sort of individual players and trying to, I guess, emulate what some of those guys are doing out there on the floor?
I watch a lot of NBA, I watch a lot of NBA, a lot of NBA every day. I'm always watching the game, looking at, where I could fit in, which teams, I could fit in with, and players that I like to look at, bigger guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, just how they, how they get to their spot, the different moves they use to, get on the rim and different finishes and stuff like that. And then on the defensive end, I like to look at Matisse Thybulle and Alex Caruso on, how they impact the game defensively. So those are probably the main 3. And then obviously, there's Giddey, who's not one of the more athletic guys, but, one of the smarter guys in the NBA, and just the way he's able to, pick people apart with his passing and stuff. So I like to look at the NBA and, break down the game a little bit as well.
It's got to give you some confidence with how Josh has played at the NBA. I mean, I think he's sort of exceeded what most people thought he was going to do at his age. It would give you some confidence?
Yeah, for sure. Gives me more confidence knowing I can beat him one-on-one. So
I love that.
It's great seeing him do his thing out there, and I used to play with Josh a lot. So it gives me a lot of confidence. Seeing him do his thing out there, and it just drives me more to be able to go out there and be able to play my game out there.
One final question, away from basketball a little bit. What do you think of Roscoe's?
What are Roscoe's? That's my question.
Roscoe's is a chicken and waffle place in L.A. Daniel Moldovan hasn't taken you to Roscoe's?
Yeah, he ain't taken me to Roscoe's yet.
What kind of food did you enjoy over there?
Man, I don't really enjoy the food, if I'm going to be honest. But I like my wings. I get some good wings over there, but Roscoe's sounds good. Some chicken and waffle, I could do with some of that.
Fair enough. Hey, Dyson, just before we let you go, have you got a fit sorted for draft night?
It's on the way. We're looking at some different options, stuff like that. We're going to have something nice for sure.
Look forward to seeing what you're in and obviously, your prospects and following your career from here on in. Thank you so much for being on the show. Catch you.
Buddy.
Hammer, 100 episodes of the basketball show. Who'd have thought it possible? But what I know now is every time I watch it, it's a knockout.
Congratulations to Joe and Shane on your 100th show. What a great milestone. I know you have many more shows to come, and maybe I'll even be on there one day. Who knows? Congrats again.
Yeah, loving the shout-outs. We definitely need to get Tyler Harvey on the show.
Oh, we definitely do.
How good was
Paul
Paul?
Smith liked his
He enjoyed that himself, didn't he?
He liked it. Yep. Give himself a pat on the back.
All right, time for points made. Very quickly, a shout out to the Melbourne Boomers, WNBL champions over the weekend after being a game down against the Perth Lynx as well. Really good effort from them, I thought.
Big win. Well, they had all the talent in the world.
Yes.
They were due to win one, weren't they? God, Malloy had been there 9 years.
They did a great job.
Good win.
Congrats to them. Congrats to them for sure.
And a bit of sad news in the NBL as my former roommate on the road, Paul Kuiper, passed away suddenly yesterday at the age of 60. So all of us were in the NBL, had great affection for Paul. He was a gentle giant, a comedian, and a pretty good basketball player. Pretty sad news, Shane.
Funny man.
Yeah.
He really was.
Yep. So condolences to his family and his friends, and we hope for all the best for you guys going forward.
Yeah, well said. Well said. All right. We'll keep things moving now. Some news just in: the Lakers have sacked Frank Vogel. Probably not necessarily a surprise, but also, is that really fair?
It could be a good thing. It could be a good thing for him. with what he inherited, LeBron picking that team, and you can't judge him on this year with what he was handled, but he'll get paid out. And I reckon because it was such a circus, someone else will probably pick him up anyway.
Hopefully.
I just hate it. It makes me feel unwell just when a coach gets fired like that, when it's clearly not his fault. This guy came with a good reputation. He's a good basketball coach. He wins a championship. How much that should buy you a certain grace period. The front office is all to blame for this.
It is all to do with money, though, and he's clearly the easiest piece of that pie to be let go. So we know why it's happened. But changes for the Lakers next season on and off the court.
Again.
No doubt. Yeah, exactly. The play-in tournament is 2 days away. So it begins on Wednesday. The Cavs and Nets is the first game of the East, which should be a cracker, really. Who have you got and why?
No, I got the Nets. I think they'll just... they've got more talent. I love the way Cleveland's played. They've been great this year, haven't they?
It's actually a shame that they've got Brooklyn, I think, because I think the Nets will win. But the Cavs have had such an amazing season.
Yeah.
They've really missed Jared Allen.
Yeah, and it would have been great to see Jared Allen play against a team that gave him away in pursuit of this super team. But I agree with you, Shane. I'm not sure that Cleveland can play with enough poise and explosiveness to beat this Brooklyn team. However, if they can limit either Kyrie or Durant, they give themselves a chance.
Big if.
Yeah, it's going to be good. The other game on Wednesday, the Clippers and Minnesota.
This is man, why you give me this game? Okay, anyway, check this out. I'm going with the Clippers. I think playoff P or play-in P in this situation, Hammer. I know you don't like him. He's been playing well. The Clippers had Paul George.
Oh.
Who?
Is he playing again, is he? How many games has he played this season? Serious?
Maybe 8.
Yeah.
But he's played those 8 games.
He's been well since he's been
he's got fresh legs.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's the only thing he's done in a year.
Hey, but the Clippers have been really good this past week since he returned. Minnesota, we know, is the better team, the more talented team. They have a big piece with Karl Anthony Towns. That the Clippers need to tend. Yeah, he's been very good. But I just have a feeling that the Clippers are a little bit more poised. And Tyronn Lue, very underrated as a coach.
Yeah. I'm going with the T-Wolves.
Okay. That's only because you played for them.
Well, I watched closely. I got to warm up.
Gugliotta ain't playing for them.
So good thing is, all 4 of those teams have a second chance. They're 7th and 8th. So the 9th and 10th teams on Thursday begins with Charlotte and Atlanta. So it should be another good one.
Atlanta, surely. Are they?
Charlotte have actually got the season series over them.
Yes.
Really?
And Charlotte have been playing well. Another team that's hot right now. And
still going Atlanta.
I'm going to go Charlotte. I think Charlotte are going to do it. No Gordon Hayward, I don't believe. I think they announced that today. No Gordon Hayward for a minute. So that guy's had a bad run. Every time he starts playing well, too, or gets into a new situation, just can't stay healthy, Hammer.
No good.
San Antonio and the Pelicans.
Spurs. Surely.
Come on, Jog.
Come on.
This dude never goes against the Spurs, never goes against the Timberwolves, never goes against the Kings. I want Landale to get an appearance. And you know what? The Spurs commentators love Ja. Like, they realize his value,
actually,
which is good to see. They're like, get him out there on the floor. But he plays very well. He plays that good style of basketball.
Good
I think
poise.
that Pop, great poise. And you know what he can do? Knock down the 3 ball.
Yeah. I don't know why he's not playing more. Because I would think that Pop likes what he brings.
You know how Pop is, though.
Yeah, he gets a little grumpy sometimes.
All right, let's keep things moving. A couple more videos and then we're wrapping things up.
Oh, I'm Steve Carfino. I'm Nathan Strimple. I'm Jamie Soward.
I'm Joe Healy.
Welcome to the basketball show. To the basketball Welcome show. to the basketball show.
Welcome to the basketball show.
The best in the business from News Corp, Matt Logue. Welcome, mate.
Thank you for having me, Shane.
Yeah, going to be a huge show.
Shane, how you going?
I'm good. In the know with Joe for the whole show. I like that.
Hey guys, thank you very much. I'm very honored to be a part of the basketball show for NBL 2020. I'll be handling the Queensland teams. Let's get into it.
Got the best sideline commentator in the NBL. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Derek Rucker.
What's up, Hammer?
It's Shane the Hammer Hill. And Shane, throughout your whole career, you have never sat on the fence once, and that's why I love the show.
Thanks, Shane. Excited to be a part of the basketball show team for the upcoming NBL season.
Thanks so much for having me. Really grateful to be able to talk all things WNBL on the show with you. So, how good is this?
Watching Hammer, thank you for having me and sharing your studio.
Thank you for coming back. He was, and speaking about basketball brains, let's get to PK. Paulo Kennedy, how do you see their prospects?
Yeah, well, Melbourne walk away with some issues.
Well, time to introduce our regular news buff for the season, and that is News Corp basketball reporter Matt Logue. Matt, great to have you on the basketball show.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me, guys. I'm pumped for a bumper season in the NBL, and obviously the NBA is underway.
Thank you to you, Doe, from the basketball show. You've been unbelievable. You've been a fan of everyone, and you, D, points made. It's been fantastic. So I've really enjoyed the conversation, the debate, the laughs, and it's been a great season. So we appreciate you guys being a massive part of it. Last but not least, Director Dave. He's put in some big time hours behind the scenes, so big shout out to him. He's helped put this show together and make it work.
All right, guys, that's just about it for our 100th show. It's been fun.
It's been great.
Get the bubbly going. Hey, how good.
Well, go and you start pouring. I have some thank yous to do for sure. Tim Morrissey, News Corp and the Telegraph, thank you to those guys. Everyone here as well, Director Dave, John, Jeff, Nick, Nate, yourself, of course, Hammer, you, D, Maddie as well, everyone else who contributes to the show. We have a lot of fun bringing it to you guys at home, so hopefully you can feel that and see that as well. To our sponsors, of course, TCL Mobile, from the beginning, as we said at the top of the show, we would not be here without them. So to Faye and Joseph, thank you. 2K. As well, they've been great for the last couple of years. So to Ben, Mike, Beck, we love the fact that we can deep dive and speak to these athletes in depth every week, which is really cool.
Any doubt which one is Joe's? There you go.
Thank you. Joel Williams from Bet with Joel as well. Thank you for your continued support. To Unibet, Chemist Warehouse, Kayo, Twitch as well. Thank you to all our broadcast partners and to everyone that has helped us. So shout out to a few individuals here. Logan Swinkles over in New Zealand. Go on, you shout out.
No, keep going. Oh, I've got my little couple.
Okay, Steve Carfino, Duro Sen, Nathan Strempel, Rodney O, of course, the voice of the show, Mike Lazarus, Maddie Smith, Emma Turner, Renee Garlop.
Oh, we're bad.
Wow.
Nick Lakovic, Paolo Kennedy, Sam Skontos, David Vieira, Pete Sutton, and Julian Timmons as well. So thank you so much. We've made it to 100 shows.
We said Tim Morrissey, or is that on my list?
I said Tim Morrissey at the top.
Okay, all right, good.
We can reiterate that,
I want to thank you guys, all right, because the show wouldn't be the same without you. You guys are just genuine champions who appreciate it. And I want to thank Director Dave.
Yes. Yes.
Without Dave, we decided to do this 5 years ago, and not a lot of people thought that it could work. And we did. We backed it. We financed it. We made it happen. So I appreciate you, my brother.
Yeah, well said. Well said. To the NBL and the clubs as well, who we're hammering most weeks for vision as well, though, and for guests as well behind the scenes. So a lot goes into this, but it's a labour of love, and we do love it.
And Hammer, thanks to you for having me on, because there was a time when you brought me on when I was on the I was on the outer, media-wise in the NBL, not with you. So it's been a great platform for me to show what I could do, and now it's led back to greater things. Obviously, being in the NBL media again, it's been really good. And Joe, you've always been great holding things together. Were it not for you, we probably wouldn't have made 100 episodes if we were relying on my man over here.
And the biggest thank you of all to everyone who tunes in every week. So thank you. We hear you, we see you, we appreciate you. And we're not done. We're going to get to 200, hopefully.
Yeah, here's to the next 100.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers,
yes.
Good on you, gang.
Joe, don't knock it over.
This is a co-production by News Corp Australia and Closer Sports.